much.
Who's got all the videos?
Yeah, what's in the videos? What's that about? I mean, what would happen? What would happen if we got videos?
We need Candace to do a deep dive.
If we got videos of thousands of celebrities just each other and sucking dicks and taking Molly, and guys are passing them around like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like the state of New York, one of the district attorneys was hiding documents that have forced them to get documents. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied.
Joe Rogan's live reaction just blew this Diddy case wide open. He straight up said what most folks too scared to admit. This ain't just about Diddy, it's Epstein all over again. It's official FBI got tapes, real tapes, and not just audio, faces, names, receipts. What went down at them Diddy after parties might finally be coming out, and a lot of powerful people in Hollywood are about to get exposed. And Joe just broke this entire thing down. The creepy pattern, private parties, high-level guests, and a whole lot of secrets nobody wants to talk about. So let's get into it.
I've had conversations with people about it, and it's like, Jesus, like just trying to get the documents, like when they're trying to get the Epstein files, like the state of New York, one of the district attorneys was hiding documents that have forced them to get documents. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the...
Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan first made it clear why this trial isn't airing live like they did Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's. Like, why hide it? Well, Joe says if the court ran that on national TV, the public might start seeing exactly who pulled up to those events and who been acting brand new ever since, because the court is actually playing and showing clips and pictures from Diddy's mansion parties, and they are hella crazy for public consumption.
Why don't they air it the same way they aired the coverage that Johnny Depp got?
I know. Why don't they? I don't know. They should. The ratings would be amazing.
Unreal.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing? Why wouldn't you air that?
What's going to happen, though, you think?
Well, Diddy's going to be in jail for the rest of his life.
Joe is someone who has deep ties with powerful people, so you best believe he knows some crazy stuff that we don't. So when he hinted that Diddy's parties weren't just parties, but setups, you best believe him. Celebs thought they were just pulling up to flex and kick it. Instead, they were walking into a trap. No phones allowed, punch laced with who knows what, cameras hidden in every corner. Allegedly, Diddy had cameras installed in smoke detectors. That is just wild, y'all, and according to Joe, that was how they allegedly got folks to let their guard down, then caught it all on film without them even knowing. That's wild, and when you think about it, it starts to make sense why so many people been laying low.
Well, it would be a great way to compromise celebrities, and get them to say whatever you want them to do, get them to do whatever projects you'd like them to do. And if you're a bunch of other celebrities are there, you're like, oh look, Bill Clinton's here, this is fine.
Yeah, this
is cool. Look at this, like Brad Pitt's here. Oh, this is cool. You don't even think there's anything wrong with being there. Meanwhile, you're getting up and filmed, and then they're passing out punch. Have some punch, Aaron. And you have some punch, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm feeling really good. I just feel amazing. You're all up. You don't know what the you're doing. Probably a combination of things they give you.
And it's all being filmed.
Joe said maybe this wasn't even some government play. Maybe it was just one man smart enough to use this setup to keep people in his pocket. Think about that. You get a celeb feeling comfortable, then film everything. That's how you make people do what you want. That's how you own careers. No wonder Diddy built $1 billion empire before it all came down.
Now, if that's not an intelligence agency operation, it's just one evil super genius who figures out how to compromise everybody by providing this crazy freak off party. Everybody's got to put their phones away. Okay, we're going to put our phone away. No one's going to know anything. Yeah, I mean, he's going to get cameras everywhere. It's just one guy doing that. What a diabolical human being.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, one of the first names that got pulled into this mess, Steve Harvey. Yup, Uncle Steve. According to several online sources, the moment Diddy's indictment hit the news, Steve was already gone. First flight out the country. Then folks noticed something strange. He started wiping his social media clean, deleted an old tweet from back in 2017 where he called Diddy a brother doing good for these young people. But it gets weirder because Steve wasn't just Diddy's associate, he was real close. So close, folks believe he actually helped set up his daughter Lori Harvey with Diddy when she was just 22. There's even vacation pics of Steve, Diddy, and Lori all chilling in Italy like some kind of power family. But what turned heads was that one photo of Lori wearing white nail polish. Now to anybody else, that don't mean much, but if you paid attention to Cassie's lawsuit, she said every girl that Diddy brought into those freak-offs had to wear white nails. It was on purpose, to contrast with the dark-skinned dudes hired for those events. Now peep this, Young Miami had the same white nails. Even Diddy's own mom was seen with it. So now folks are asking, was Steve really just being friendly, or was he trying to level up in Hollywood, even if it meant looking the other way? And if the FBI really got them tapes and Lori shows up in even one, it's over for the Harvey family. But Steve ain't the only one dodging the heat. Meek Mill has been named in several of Diddy lawsuits as one of his boy toys, and Meek been quiet since Diddy's house got raided. That's off, especially because of this video.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
And trust, he is trying to distance himself from this entire thing as much as possible. He even dropped a tweet saying he'd pay $100,000 to find out who was behind all the rumors connecting him to Diddy. But come on, you don't drop 6 figures to chase rumors unless you're nervous about what's floating out there. According to sources close to the situation, Meek might be in some of the footage feds got their hands on. And if that's the case, it's not a matter of if his name comes up, it's when. Some folks online already saying he's doing damage control. One user said, "You seen in a pool with Diddy calling you daddy, how you think we going to look at that and think?" While another said, "How do you manage to make things worse, bro? You need to log out." Another faces that people claim to have seen on these tapes is that of Usher. Yeah, not that surprising, because Usher's been around Diddy since he was barely a teen. He joined Diddy's so-called flavor camp when he was just 13. Allegedly, there was this rumor that Kim Porter had a CCTV tape of Diddy and Usher getting comfortable, and when she passed away, her laptop and phone went missing. There was talk in Harlem that Diddy might have sent Usher to the hospital.
At the time, I didn't even know who the F Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. And when somebody say, "Yo, man, I don't F with them. I'm getting out that industry and everything like that." You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, nigga was bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard, and that's what happened. So, and just to hear this, and this new thing where they saying that they got kids coming forward and said that he did that, man, that's crazy. And like I just said, that's just something that I heard.
And he was also named in that Lil Rod lawsuit where Rod claimed that Usher had relations with Diddy. And that brings us to Jay-Z. His history with Diddy ain't new. They've been tight for years. Business, parties, music, the whole Billionaire Boys Club thing. But now folks bringing up Kathy White, the woman who allegedly got pregnant by Jay-Z, then turned up unalive. According to several media outlets, Diddy might have known what went down. Some believe he's been keeping that secret tucked away, waiting for the right time to pull that card. But it didn't stop there. You remember that lawsuit that made headlines a few months ago? A woman came forward saying she had been mistreated by both Diddy and Jay-Z at a party right after the 2000 VMAs. Said it went down at a high-profile event in a New York City residence. At first, it sounded serious until the details started crumbling in court. The woman said her dad picked her up afterward, but when he testified, he claimed he couldn't remember anything like that. Too many inconsistencies, too many blanks. The judge ended up throwing it out, and this all leads to that alleged tape that Pimp C had with Beyonce. Yep, that's the tape people say got him silenced. And now, with the Diddy trial heating up, folks online are starting to wonder if Diddy has hold of it too. And just when I thought this couldn't get darker, remember that video where Diddy sang Happy Birthday to French Montana? The one where they were covered in baby oil? Now that moment looks strange even back then.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear French. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
This is a special birthday for both of us.
Yeah.
But when the feds raided Diddy's house and found 1,000 bottles of baby oil, that whole scene took a left turn. Like, what was really going on? Another name floating in the shadows of this mess is LeBron James. On the surface, LeBron's image has always been clean, but he's been spotted at multiple Diddy parties.
Hey!
And when folks start repeating the phrase, ain't no party like a Diddy party, it don't hit the same, especially not now.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Nobody's saying LeBron did anything, but people questioning why he was even in them circles in the first place. If even a frame of him shows up in them videos, the fallout's gonna be hard to contain. Another name that is sooner or later bound to get out is that of Jennifer Lopez. Like before Cassie, it was J-Lo that was Diddy's girl, and this freak-offs were being held for years. So if there's an old tape out there with Jennifer in it, it's over for her. It's starting to make sense why she been silent. Back when that club shooting went down with Shine and Diddy, there's been long-standing talk that J-Lo wasn't just a bystander in that scene. Word is, according to sources close to the case, she might have been the one holding that thing in her purse the night it all popped off.
It's 25 years since that infamous nightclub during a night out with Sean Diddy Combs and his then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez. 3 people were injured that night.
There's a narrative that still exists that you knowingly took the fall for Sean Combs.
Taking the fall means not snitching, not getting your friends in trouble. Even today, I wouldn't want to do anything to get anyone in trouble.
Sure. So did anyone come to you and say, hey man, we need you to take this hit for Diddy?
No, I did that out of honor and integrity.
People who were there say she dipped real fast once shots rang out, and years later, it's still being brought up. Natanya Rubin, one of the women who got hit that night, ain't letting it go. She's been calling for that case to be reopened, saying she'd even go so far as to get the bullet fragments removed from her face just to prove that J-Lo and Diddy didn't tell the truth. That's wild dedication. She straight up said J-Lo lied to the grand jury back then, all to protect herself and Diddy's name.
The irony is, there was a grand jury, we all had to go and speak at the grand jury. J-Lo testified at the grand jury, as did many other people. It needs to be reopened, because if that is in fact the case, she carried the gun in and she lied to the grand jury. It needs to be reopened.
And when you line that up with everything we're learning about Diddy's parties and the way he moved, suddenly that cover-up story don't sound far-fetched. If this case really does get reopened and J-Lo gets tied to lying under oath or moving dirty back then, she might be next in line to face real consequences. And then there's Justin Bieber. For years, people have been talking that he might have been one of Diddy's victims too. The rumors started back when Bieber was still just a teen, spending time alone with Diddy under what people were calling mentorship.
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, you know, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
I'm signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when you know he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
Crazy.
I'm taking this out tonight.
What you wanna do? What you wanna do over the next 48 hours?
48 hours. Let's go. Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang with some girls.
A man after my heart. That's what I'm talking.
But now, old clips from that time are resurfacing, and the vibe in those videos is unsettling. In one, Diddy's sitting next to Bieber and casually says not to talk about what happened that weekend.
Friend, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you never really got my number, so.
Right. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 55.
In another clip, Diddy actually turns to Bieber and asks if he's wearing a wire. Now, Justin's been speaking out in recent years about how twisted things got for him. He said he didn't even know if he was gonna make it out alive. Said people who claimed to love him switched up the moment he needed real help.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second.
The internet ain't staying quiet either. One user said Diddy is the sacrificial lamb. It runs so much deeper. Another user added, the man has been calling himself a bad boy and a pimp since the 90s, and everyone is all aghast that he's actually a bad boy and a pimp like he said he was. While another said, it's time to clean house, government, and Hollywood. So, what are you thinking? Let it rip in the comments. And if you're into real talk and no punches pulled takes, give that follow a tap and keep it rolling with the next clip.